Alphonso Davies is an unbelievably successful story, right? It's due to, one, himself, because he's a very, very talented player. Yes, I gave him his first opportunity in football. I threw him in as a 15-year-old kid, right? So the easy thing for me to do is say, yeah, I gave him the chance, I played him, blah, blah, blah. But prior to me making the decision and giving him the chance, there was a lot of work that went on behind the scenes. My coaching staff I had in Vancouver, Gordon Forrest, Martin Pert, they were key to that. They had identified him, they had watched him, they had reviewed him, they had given me an insight into exactly what he was. So when I gave him the chance, there had already been done a lot of work behind the scenes. Then he got the chance and he did well. A young player does well, and they usually tend to play well for 2 or 3 games, then have a little bit of a blip and drop. And then you've got to protect them. And that's where obviously my experiences kicked in, because I was very lucky in my career to, I was a very good player. I wasn't a top player. There's some top players, there's some world-class players. I was a very good player, and I knew what I needed to get to that level and then stay at that level. That's the next key stage. I was able to support him on his journey. It was his journey. It was no one else's journey. And I kept quiet along the way for the benefit of him. And it was important then that his teammates, and we talk about Kai Kamara and Kendall Waston and experienced players like that, were supportive with him. I'm really pleased. I'm not surprised one bit. Yep, I gave him his debut, and I'm really proud that I did do that, because back then I knew what I saw, and I gave him that chance. And that's what leads me into, this next chapter of how can I judge a player when I don't give him a chance? Because can you imagine if I didn't make the decision to throw Alphonso in? Because, by the way, there were people that said he wasn't ready to play, and he wasn't ready to step into first-team football. We played Crystal Palace in a friendly game at BC Place, and I was told he wasn't ready. But I listened to my staff, my coaches that are key to me. Alphonso deserves all the credit, but a fantastic, talented young boy. And now it's about consistency, because after having a very, very good year playing at left back, which I think was key for his development as well, then he's got to do it again next year, and he's got to do it again the year after. And then he can be put into the category of the Gareth Bales, the Ashley Coles, and the Ben Chilwells and top players like that all over the world. And that'll be his next challenge, but I firmly believe he can do it because he's a good kid.
Do you think, in your point of view, we're seeing it unfold before our eyes, but to be a Bayern legend, do you think?
I do. He's had an excellent season. He's got so many attributes that you can build on. They're already talking about him being 40, 50, $60 million player, but there's still areas on his game he needs to improve. And what I've learned over my career is the top players need to be coached. If you don't coach them, they complain, they moan, they want to be taught. And that's why the best managers in the world and in the Premier League, Mourinho's and Pochettinos and Klopps and Guardiolas, they're just so demanding on their players